Ladies and gentlemen, I know that I'm not Walter Cronkite or Edward R. Murrow. I know that I'm not, a gift to journalism or to political pundits everywhere. I've been published in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, Times of Israel, other publications. I've been on CNN and MSNBC. If you asked anybody who perhaps knew who I was in liberal media or left-leaning media, including the Washington Post, perhaps they'd say, oh, that Bernie Sanders person. Or they would say, oh my God, H.A. Goodman, oh my God. So I'm not saying that I'm like this person that would be viewed in a respectable manner or in some kind of, lofty manner by the establishment or by people who claim to be, the great intrepid journalists of our generation. I am on the right side of history, and I have been right more often than I've been wrong. That being said, so I want to at least give you a basis of humility or an understanding of who I am before I talk about somebody else. I have no clue who Patton Oswalt was or is. He might be a very, very wonderful, nice person, a human being. I did not know who Patton Oswalt was prior to Trump. Maybe I might have seen him on something. Maybe his face, could recognize his face. I have no clue who this man was. Why is this important? Because he should have thanked his lucky stars that a genius, like a man who, along with Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams, Sam Kinison, all the great comedians, Dave Chappelle could have simply never taken a picture with Patton Oswalt and simply said, you know what, I'm Dave Chappelle, you're, a cross between, when I think of Patton Oswalt, I think of George S. Patton and Lee Harvey Oswald, and that's it. I don't think of anything this man has done. I have no clue what he's done. I don't even know who he is. Apparently, he's done shows and he's a stand-up comedian. I haven't seen any stand-up. Have you? So he might be funny. Probably not. Dave Chappelle is one of the funniest people on the planet who's ever lived. My point is this. I don't know if you've heard about this, but, and I'm sorry to do this segment because I usually talk about other issues, the Alec Baldwin saga, politics, everything. So here's what happens, and I know this type of gutless, cowardly, completely immoral, but, morally superior human being. So Dave Chappelle is kind enough to take a picture with pretty much an unknown person. If you want to say Patton Oswalt is, more of a celebrity than you are, nobody knows who I am, and I'm very happy with that. But if Patton Oswalt walked near you or sat next to you at a diner, you would not know who he was, okay? You would probably say, look at that, person, I have no clue who he is. Dave Chappelle is hilarious, a legend, somebody who makes you laugh. Forget about breaking barriers or making you think, or he makes you laugh. He's funny. Eddie Murphy is funny. Robin Williams is funny. Richard Pryor, the greatest of all time, is funny. Sam Kinison was funny. Okay, you can look at Chris Lilly, the couple years ago he had numerous shows. Now Netflix is taking a show last year, Australian comedian. He's hilarious. Okay, you look at comedians and you say, okay, if they're funny, forget about the absurd, warped, twisted, sad, pathetic world we live in, where the new televangelists of our generation have destroyed comedy. Okay, I watch comedy on YouTube, and this is me. It's not funny. Like, you, like, these, like, the most bland, like, tepid, like, you know, afraid to insult or like afraid to offend anyone. If you have to actually be free to offend so people can laugh. That's the problem. There's no laughter nowadays. Okay, another great comedian, Cat Williams. Amazing. Hilarious. Okay, I have no clue who Patton Oswalt is. He should have been thanking his lucky stars that this legend, icon, comedy deity even noticed who the heck he was. So why am I even talking about this? Hit subscribe right now to this channel. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. Read my latest article on the Federalist on the upcoming stock market crash. Because I know these people. I've lost a number of friends. I lost a number of morally superior, liberal, wonderful Democratic Party loyalists, 30-year friendships because they lack basic knowledge of not only politics, common sense. Like, this is what used to happen and what should happen. Are there reasons to vote for Biden? Yeah, sure. Are there moral reasons to vote for Biden? Sure there are. Go ahead. Is Biden tanking the entire economy? Sure he is. That's my view. Watch the Stock Market Crash channel. Is he a horrible president who botched the Afghan withdrawal and was given the Doha Agreement by Trump, who single-handedly reversed U.S. foreign policy? Yes, those 13 Americans should be alive today. Those 169 Afghans should be alive today. But he botched that. Is that Patton Oswalt's fault for voting for Biden? Are those lives on Patton Oswalt's conscience? No. This is unfortunately what happens in government and politics. The left or the Democratic Party or morally superior liberal Hollywood Democrats look and say, well, everything bad that happened under Trump is the fault of Trump supporters. Everything bad that happens under Biden is not the fault of Biden supporters. And, if somebody says something offensive, so Dave Chappelle, I'm not even going to get into what he's accused of saying or the jokes, you have to apologize to this mob, this cowardly bunch of bullies online. How about show a spine, whoever you are, Patton Oswalt? How about a spine? How about a spine? Okay? The man takes a picture with a legend, an icon. Would you take a picture with Richard Pryor and then apologize for it? Would you take a picture with I don't know, like all the greats in history? Would you go ahead and take a picture with George Washington, if you could go back in time, or Mahatma Gandhi, or any icon, legend, historical, revered individual, and then say, "Oh, I'm sorry, 2021, enlightened Twitter morality police. I'm so sorry I took a picture with this man who's known, or this woman who's known, Joan of Arc. So sorry. I heard that her views on X or Y or Z weren't accepted by... Sorry I took a picture of Joan of Arc. She was only burned at the stake. So sorry. So sorry." Grow a spine. Then you get this tongue lashing from the biggest imbeciles on the planet. People I've known for 30 years in my life. Great friends, 30 years, never argued. Text me. "I just want to let you know I'm upset with you." What do I care if you're upset with me? Oh, you want to debate? Okay, let's debate. Oh, you stopped texting back because you can't respond. You have no rebuttal to my how I refuted your arguments. Oh, okay. Patton Oswalt apologizing for a picture with Dave Chappelle is exactly why we have the dysfunctional society we have. It's exactly why we have this economy that's not functioning, $1 trillion in margin debt. We don't have to go, how do I make the correlation? I can make that correlation. Watch the Stock Market Crash channel, okay? There is a problem with basic logic. You taking a picture with somebody doesn't mean you agree with everything they say. This used to be basic common sense. And the gall, the chutzpah, the arrogance, the hubris. You think, like, Patton Oswalt should have, and I never even knew who he was before the whole Twitter. And that's why Alec Baldwin and all these people are on Twitter. You don't even know. They're not even really relevant in terms of Hollywood. It's Twitter and politics that makes them somewhat kind of relevant, but just in an annoying sense. You're taking a picture. Dave Chappelle is obviously a very nice man. For him to actually take a second to be with this person who I have no clue, like most people don't know who he is. And even if they did know who he was, well, even if he was also a top comedian, you would still, you don't disrespect your friend because of backlash. That's why I got calls from people drunk. I can't be your friend anymore. You like Trump. I'm like, dude, are you serious? You don't have enough will. You don't have enough of a spine. You're not man enough to say this is my friend. You're not enough of a human being to say this is my friend and I'm not going to listen to what's fashionable or what my dinner party friends think, or you know what, I'm not going to let politics get in the way of friendship, 30-year friendship, for the good things that you've done for me. Maybe you haven't been perfect, but you've been a pretty good friend generally, or better than most friends. So I'm just going to disregard your view of the orange menace Trump, and oh my goodness. These people are generally atheists or have their religion is politics and is social acceptance. Patton Oswalt should thank the God he doesn't believe in, probably, or maybe the God he does believe in, that, or science or whatever, that Dave Chappelle even knows who he is. He should thank God and say, well, you know what? Dave Chappelle took a picture with me. Not apologize to a bunch of people who don't care about him and who would they just look on Twitter. That's why I don't have Twitter. I don't have Facebook. And by the way, somebody's trying to impersonate me on Gmail with an email that starts with a Goodman and then dot and then something. Somebody's trying to impersonate me, so I'll do a segment on the Stock Market Crash channel on there. It has my picture and everything. That's not my email. Okay, so if you get a picture with my picture, an email with my picture, and it says Goodman and dot and then another word, not my email. But somebody's trying to break the law and impersonate me. Anyway, the point is, you have the most gutless, cowardly, sad, pathetic society. Do you think I care what people think of me? When I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, the quote-unquote cool kids didn't like me. And then I became a Trump supporter, and then, oh my God, then I lost friends for it, which they were apparently ceased to become friends long before that. Apparently, if that was enough to kick them out of my life, which, I mean, you remember that song, That's What Friends Are For? They should add a verse, except when Trump is in office, then we'll go ahead and abandon you for no reason, just because my friends tell me to. That's the thing. These people are not morally superior. They're morally inferior. Patton Oswalt did a morally despicable thing. It was immoral what this man did. And it was very moral and good, and it was a mitzvah. You want to talk about morality. It was a beautiful gift that Dave Chappelle did for this man, who nobody would know were it not for Twitter or Trump. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. My God almighty. And it's like, okay, you're saying, well, why are you taking this so seriously? You're somebody, you're a comedian, and Dave Chappelle shows you love, and you don't show love back, and you apologize to complete imbeciles on social media? Very weak. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel. Hit subscribe to the Stock Market Crash channel. If you want to support my work, my Patreon is